Roman Reigns returns to SmackDown this Friday. Plus, Ric Flair is back in the WWE intro video, and Ric Flair has responded. And we have an update on an injured SmackDown star. It's all in the wrestling news right now. The elusive Roman Reigns, who only pops up once in a blue moon.
He's like Santa Claus.
He's like he's Santa Claus, but instead of getting, all the gifts you ever wanted, you just get spears and ooh-ahs.
And a request to acknowledge him. Imagine if Santa Claus came down the old chimney, and said, "Acknowledge me, child, acknowledge me. Forget about your carrots and your sherry. Acknowledge me, child."
Ho, ho, ho.
Santa Claus. What a fun Christmas that would be for all.
Oh, ho, ho, acknowledge me. Be amazing. Roman Reigns is coming down our chimneys on Friday. He's going to appear on SmackDown. It was announced on Raw last night that he's going to be rocking up for the first time since June 17th when he beat Riddle. He's also been added, as well as to SmackDown on Friday, he's going to be on Raw on the 25th of July from Madison Square Garden, giving that big old fist pumper
I think that was always the plan, wasn't it? Because there was that story going around a couple of weeks ago that he was only booked for one Raw in the build-up to SummerSlam, and that is the go-home SummerSlam. Is it not the one at the MSG? So that is further confirming the reports from a couple of weeks ago.
Yes,
that he's only booked for one Raw over the summer. That's your ooh-woo champion, everybody. Your ooh-woo champion.
It's a weird time for WWE where basically the main event at SummerSlam is going to be very scarcely appearing on television leading up to SummerSlam.
Because Roman's on one Raw, and then Brock's on 3 shows, isn't he? There's a couple of SmackDowns and one Raw, I think, apart from that. So, 4 shows. We've got to build the biggest match of the card, which doesn't need to be built, to be fair, because we've been down this road so many times before. How many different stories can we tell?
You can make some wonderful video packages.
Oh, yeah.
This is something that you can tell through video packages. I think WWE just added to YouTube like a playlist of every Brock versus Roman Reigns match ever.
It's 17 hours long.
Well, sure. Knowing their matches, I think it's about 9 minutes, isn't it?
To be fair, they just need to get Fred Durst and the lads on the phone, get a bit of My Way, or get their new song. What the hell's it called? I forgot what it's called, but that new song anyway, where he speaks about being a dad and whatnot.
Can I get some daddies up in here?
Let me see your titties, yo!
Andrew does it much better. So we'll be seeing them scarcely, but definitely Roman on SmackDown on Friday. Yeah. Did you notice something popping back up during the Raw opening?
I did.
What was it?
It was Ric Flair going, wow. Right at the start.
Dinosaur.
Wow.
Ric Flair's woo is back in the top of the shoe. Ric Flair's back seen and heard on the show opening for Raw. He was removed back in September after the allegations that came off the back of Dark Side of the Ring. Ric Flair took to Twitter and said, "The most hurtful moment in my entire career was losing my spot. Thank you so much for giving me back my dignity and my life at WWE, at Vince McMahon, #WWE Raw."
I don't know if his dignity's back.
His spot's back, though.
I don't know if his dignity's back, especially with that last match as well. I think the dignity could be pulled away once again, even further.
I doubt memories are being left alone this month.
Yeah.
But why does, this is really nothing to do with the story, it's more of a genuine curiosity. Why does Ric Flair type and put capital letters at the start of every word?
Because Ric Flair is not actually Ric Flair. That's an intern who's about 23 years old and does no punctuation very well, I reckon.
No, I was going to say, that might make more sense. Because my phone won't allow me to write like that.
Oh, you have to press the shift every single time.
Yeah, you have to press shift. And I watched somebody in an office the other day doing...
In an office?
In an office.
Just a random office?
No, I just stared through the window. I watched them do caps lock, the letter, uncaps lock, carry on writing. And then every time they had to capitalise, it was caps lock another letter.
How do you do it, like?
Hold shift.
Oh, do you? I'm just
shift.
a quick caps lock button, then...
Oh, you do it too?
Oh, yeah.
Do shift.
Was it me you were looking at?
No, it wasn't you. Definitely not. It definitely wasn't. He wasn't in this building. Do shift. Shift, hold that, let go. It's so much quicker.
Same thing, though, isn't it?
So much quicker. No, look, because you have to go duh, or you go duh. Anyway.
Let us know how you capitalise your letters on your computing devices down below.
Please do. Talking of Ric Flair's last match, capital A, have added themselves to the card. We're getting a AAA 4-way on July 31st, aren't we?
Yes, we are, Tom. We're getting Rey Fenix, Laredo Kid, Taurus, and Bandido in a match that is sure to be flippy.
He's going to be the flippiest.
We've still not got a confirmed opponent for Rick, have we? For Tricky
haven't,
Ricky.
no.
It's going to be Jay Lethal, isn't it? They've been shooting an angle, haven't they, brothers?
It feels like it might be Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
I mean, there was originally the talk that it was going to be a 6-man tag with Ric Flair involved, but it's looking more like it's going to be a singles.
Yeah, they had the training
outing.
together for a while, as we saw. Then they had the public falling out, which I reckon's a big old work.
Work.
Yeah, effing marks.
There's a lot of work shoots this year, isn't it? It's quite tiring.
Suspending our disbelief on the daily here, watching the professional wrestling.
Can we just go back to throwing people through barbershop windows? Like, at least then we knew where we stood. Moving away from that Ric Flair's last match show over to AEW, another defense of the All Atlantic Championship outside of AEW has been announced.
Well, it's a big if, though, Tom, because first and foremost, War Geordie Pack, the All Atlantic champion, has to defend against that there shooter who we saw at the Forbidden Door, a swole young man. I didn't realise how swole he was. He's a big, beefy boy.
Shota Umino.
But should Pack get through that match at Rev Pro on July the 10th, he will then go out to defend his championship against LJ Cleary at OTT Poetry Slam on July the 22nd in Smithfield, Dublin.
Nah, I love the fact that the AEW All Atlantic title is going to be one of those belts that's defended away from All Elite Wrestling.
That's why it's called the All Atlantic, because wherever it's defended, you have to fly over that big puddle there called the, you know what?
You have to get over the Atlantic.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Now it makes sense. Hey, Pac, I don't know whether you're bored. I mean, you are defending the belt all over the Atlantic. Come north on Saturday in Newcastle. Come defend it there. I don't think now. I want to preface this by saying that I don't think that Bowers hasn't booked Pac.
I was going to say that there's probably more chance of me being there defending the All Atlantic Championship.
I just thought if he was at home visiting his nana or whatever, he might want to pop over to, Anarchy Brewery. Sorry, Bowers, I think it'll cost you an extra £1,000 there and the rest. Let's stay with AEW. What's the latest on Kyle O'Reilly?
He's been speaking to This Is Van Colour, which sounds quite ominous, doesn't it? He says, this October, I'll be wrestling for 17 years now. It's a lot of bumps, a lot of wear and tear on your body. Fortunately, nothing serious has really happened to me. I've been hurt a lot. I've been injured. I've always grinded through, though. Made the date. Showed up and performed as well as I can in the ring, despite whatever I was nursing. Was it a semi? We have no idea. In the last few weeks of wrestling on AEW, I've been really banged up and didn't know the extent of it until now, which sounds quite ominous, doesn't it? I don't know I don't know all the information, so I don't want to disclose exactly what is happening with me. I need more information, and I should know probably this week what the recovery time is going to be and what the recovery will entail. All I can do is, if there is time off, use it to re-motivate myself. Get yourself on Mr. Motivator, GMTV every day at 7:30. Fantastic. Then Lorraine afterwards. You'd be right as rain there, Kyle. Get in better shape and come back stronger than ever before.
Kyle O'Reilly, as well as being very excited to watch Lorraine.
He was nursing something, Tom.
Nursing something. Whilst watching Lorraine. I mean...
We've all been there.
I mean, she's not an unattractive woman, I guess. The wording here suggests to me that this might be a relatively serious injury.
Yeah.
He's somebody who has, as he says, like he always just bandages himself up and cracks on. But it might be something that keeps Kyle O'Reilly away for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you've never seen a professional wrestler use those suction cups that leaves the big circles on the body more than Kyle O'Reilly, have you?
He does use them quite
a lot, doesn't he? I don't know
what
what benefit they have, but he seems to use them a lot.
They're good for blood circulation, apparently.
Oh.
Apparently, it's good for circulation.
It's a bit, while we should just say, obviously, rest up Kyle O'Reilly, come back when you're ready. It is a bit frustrating because he obviously signed that big contract with AEW recently. It seemed that Tony Khan et al. Had quite big plans for him because he was featured in a hell of a lot of stuff over the last little while. But if he's hurt, he's hurt. Rest up well there, Kyle Body Lad. I think
the trick is... I think the trick is to get a contract with Tony Khan and then get injured. It's a bit like when you've been working through for ages, then you book holiday, and then all of a sudden you get poorly. It's that essentially. Sign with big contract with Tony and then get poorly. One guy who we're wishing the best for is Big E, who's given us an update on Twitter saying my C1 isn't ossifying, forming bone quite yet. Different bone to Kyle O'Reilly. The current plan is to get more scans at the 1 year mark and see how it's progressing. The great news is I feel tremendous and surgery is off the table.
Man alive.
That means they're doing it on the floor. No, this is good news for Big E because it sounds as if it's potentially looking like an injury that will heal over time.
Just by itself, yeah.
Yeah. He had that device he had on Instagram a while ago that encourages the bones to heal quicker. I don't know what it's called. It's like a little
got
box.
dicks on the brain now. Tell me he's got that device that encourages the bones to...
It's not that device.
in the words of Jim Ross back in the day. But obviously, Big E, it's obviously a little bit disheartening as well to hear that it's going to be, they're going to check at the 1 year mark to see how things have been. I think that would make it March next year when they would just sort of check how things are going. So it's going to be a long old time without Big E, and that's a bit. It's a shame, but what can you do? What can you do?
Yeah, get better. Power positivity to our boy Big E. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Anything you're working on this week?
Oh, nah. Stuff will happen, you know. Just
always stuff.
When it happens, it'll happen.
Big piles of stuff from Ross and co at Cultaholic. And until we speak again.
You got any stuff to do? Stuff to plug?
What stuff have I got on? New Desert Island Graps tomorrow. All being well with Francesco Akira. From the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Champion.
Wow.
That'd be nice.
Wow.
I'll chat with him later today.
We'll get demonetized straight away.
Yay! I'm going to chat with him later today. It's always a risk when you announce something you're recording on the day, but I've done it. I've put it out into the world. Fingers crossed, all goes well. More wrestling news throughout the day, as I say, at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Like a gazelle. Graceful.